Sean, you have answers for,
Would like me to answer the questions? I'd be happy to do so. All right. Ms. Close had a series of questions. The first is, will the positions that Dr. Kegler and Dr. Hazel currently hold be replaced? There is no plan at this time to replace those positions. We need to get our core infrastructure in place, and then we'll take it from there. Second question is, can you table the principal appointment? The board does have that option. The third is, have you heard from Commissioner Schundler? No, we have not. I think that was it for your questions. Okay, Mr. Sage, appointments without budget information, I think we have, just to be very frank with you, I think we have a pretty good understanding of what the range under consideration is. And the superintendent, in conjunction with the other administrative team members, have made certain decisions of what staffing do we absolutely need for next year. This is not by any means the full staffing picture. It's that we know that we can commit to at this point, and that's why they're on the agenda. With regard to NCLB funds, those funds will go towards the appropriate purposes as they always have, and the board reserves the right to transfer them among line items from one appropriate purpose to another if they deem that necessary. So those were the questions that I have. And the attorney advises us, I think we all know by law we must have someone in the superintendent's spot effective July 1. Did I miss a question? Any members of the board here want to get by me? Okay.
I think you got it. Okay. Let's move on to our agenda. I need a motion on H1 through H5. Move. Second.
I asked Mr. Moses,
I believe so.
Gentlemen, Mr. Calles and Mr. Moses?
Yes. Comments, questions on H1 through H5?
I have a question.
Yes.
On page 10, it has that No Child Left Behind grant that's funding summer school. Is that including everything on page 10 and 11? Or the paraprofessionals, the speech therapists, is that all funded by that grant?
Yes.
On page 10, the first item is funded through Title I. All the other items are funded, the second and third item, and the top of page 11, down to until we get to approval of academic support.
Right.
All of that is board funded because it's connected to students' IEPs.
Okay, now is that already in last year's budget, or is that supposed to be in the new budget? Like, I don't understand.
The fiscal year begins July 1.
Okay, so then this is in a budget that we don't have, but
But we're still required to provide the services per the students' IEPs.
Okay.
We cannot be in non-compliance with students' IEPs.
Okay.
But the approval of academic support instruction, that's also funded in Title I, and that's on page 11, on the bottom.
Okay, yeah, that wasn't part of it, it was just the top part that you addressed, thank you. Okay. My other question, I have another question, on page, first year personnel on H2, second year clinician teachers, how hiring teachers right now, and without a budget?
I'll take up we met with the principals, as you know, we kept the board up to date on the 2.65 in cuts that we anticipated. So we built our schedules with the principals for next year, predicated on that. We waited as long as we could. If we allow these people that are non-tenured to go, this board will be in a major problem come September, because we know we have the students. We know those classes are filled with the number of students that the principal put in them. To allow these people to leave for the summer, not knowing where they stand, you will lose a significant amount of people who are top flight teachers in this district and destroy the quality of instruction, because you'll be scrambling over the summer, as every district will be, trying to replace their staff with good teachers. So the decision was made to put these people on this time. As you know, there are other people that are not on at this point, and we put it on anticipating that those things will be part of the budget regardless of what the amount of cuts are.
Okay, as long as,
There will be other things that you'd have to cut that haven't been placed on the board yet, which hopefully will be done once we receive a budget. This is the dilemma that not having an agreement with the mayors coming together, puts the district in a terrible situation. And as Mr. Moses said very, very clearly, it's not the board, it's the students that will be impacted by this decision that is being delayed in trend. We're hoping that we hear something this week. School is coming to a close. It would be horrible for this district to go out of this school year with not knowing what the budget is for July 1, and then trying to figure out how you're going to notify everyone that they're going to be back and they have contracts, hoping that people didn't take other jobs.
and if the budget
And I apologize for my tone. It's not directed towards you.
No,
It's a frustration that this should not have occurred.
I actually understand that. I just thought we couldn't officially vote on this until the budget came in, and that's the only reason why I'm questioning that. I thought we had to wait until we got the budget. So if the budget comes back with more money than we anticipated, then we can add more people as of July 30th.
Well, anticipated with the 2.65, that's the number that we built everything on. If it's more than that, then there'll be other areas that will be cut, but it will not be coming from here.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Other comments, H1 through H5? Seeing none.
Okay. Mr. Bruno.
Yes, H1 through H5, except H2, page 13, I will not take action on the acting superintendent, acting assistant superintendent, or the new principal, Mr. Sean Boyle.
Mr. Kayaz.
Yes on everything.
Mrs. Canario.
Yes, on all.
Mr. Hochberg.
I am a little hesitant in approving a lot of this only because we don't have a budget, but listening to what I heard, I'll say yes on everything except for the appointment of the principal, Sean Boyle.
And is that a no or?
That's a no on Sean.
Mrs. Lavin?
Yes.
Mr. Moses?
Yes.
Mr. Placatella?
Yes.
Mrs. Sutera?
Yes.
Mr. Lawson?
Yes, except for the acting superintendent. And I don't believe I'm in conflict on the assistant superintendent or the Marlboro principal, but on the assistant superintendent, take no part. Okay. On the acting superintendent and the acting assistant superintendent, I'm taking no action.
But you can vote on the high school principal.
Everything else, yes.
Yes, all motions pass.